Hi everybody, I'm out here, just finished my Camp Challenge Alliance video, and now I got a whole bunch of other stuff set up, and one of those things is going to be a saw. So what I'm going to do here is dump out my buck saw. I made this thing a long time ago. It's been great. Anybody who doesn't know about breakdown buck saws should look into them. They're easy to make, and heck, all you need is overall all you need is this and a little bit of cordage. I made this when I had the wood shop, so for me it's a little bit more accurate than I would do out in the bush if I made one, but if I had to make one out in the bush I would. Pretty simple. There's a hole here, you can put a wood pin in it if you want to. I happen to have bolts and a wing nut, so that's what I use. Pretty simple tool overall, but I won't bore you with the whole thing of putting it together. I'll probably cut the video out. We'll see. But there's a lot of limbs on the trees here that I gotta deal with, so this is great for that. And this is also very good for cutting logs and firewood, stuff like that. Once you can get the bolt through the hole and connect the blade, which that went better than most of the time I do it. Fumble fingers is it today. Sorry about the camera angle. I don't have my tripod set up yet. I will get to it here in a little bit. More to do. But yeah, it's pretty simple. It has a crossbar that fits into the notches I made. Just kind of slips in and locks. And the reason you need cordage, you can see I put grooves on the ends here so my cordage can somewhat get on there. It looks like it was twisted pretty tight last time I took it off, but that's fine. And then you need something in the center to tighten up the cordage, which is what gives the bow saw its strength. Like I said, this is something I made in my shop, so it's a little higher quality than what I would make out in the bush. If you really wanted to out there, all you have to bring is the blade, and the rest of this stuff you can easily make. Alright, that's pretty good. Could have made my stem a little longer here, but the bow's nice and sharp. The blade is not, but it's been doing me great for, I think, 3 years now. I've been using the same old rusty blade. Cuts like a dream. I made rounded handles here, so it's a little more comfortable to hold. Either way, this is a double directional blade, so it doesn't matter. This thing hacks through wood, which I will show in a video soon enough. But I got that blade, and then a small blade, which a lot of people know about, the Silky Gone Boy. This is a great little camping saw. I enjoy it. This only cuts on the pull. It's not a double cut. Some people dislike it because of that. Personally, I like it because when you push, it kind of cleans out the teeth, especially in the wetter wood or the pitchier wood, which looks like I could use a clean on that. But I'll be using this saw out here also. And it does come with a nice little hard plastic carrying case with a belt loop. This belt loop's kind of scary because it really pops off easy. Usually when I pack it and I'm taking it backpacking, I just take the blade and throw it in the pack. Simple as that. I do have my axe with me, which is very handy. It's just a camp axe I made myself. Let's see. I did bring a ton of stuff. I mean, I brought a draw knife in case I want to do a project. It's a collapsible draw knife. Unclaps it here. There we go. Pretty simple. Looks like it could use a cleaning too. Most of this stuff's been in the bin of my motorhome. And I do keep it in the bags I made to try to keep the rust from getting too bad, but you still get moisture no matter what. So that, you know, like I said, if I want to shave down a piece of wood or do some rough carving and something, this is a great tool. I also carry a set of drill bits. Oh, looks like one of the plugs fell off of it, but these are pretty simple auger bits. As you can see, I keep the rubber plugs on there, and the handle I made is just a simple handle. Just slips in there and you turn it. Do whatever you want. This is great if you want to build something. Very handy for that. I'll absolutely guarantee it. And the little 1/4 inch drill bit doesn't like to stay in the rubber stopper. Sorry about the camera. Hopefully you guys can see half of what I'm doing. If not, I won't even post it. And I think that's it for the main tools that I brought. Outside of, you know, knives and stuff like that, which, you know, always got that stuff. But yeah, I got a lot of cleanup to do out here. I already started raking this section over here, which is where I'm going to put the kitchen area. And I'll hang a tarp up. I got a 10 by 10 tarp that I'll hang up for that. I'm doing a birthday party out here for my birthday on November 5th. Well, people will be coming on the 4th, staying till the 6th, but I got people just coming out for the day on the 5th. So I got to get all this area cleaned out. I got, you know, 5 or 6 people are going to be hanging hammocks out here. And there's a lot of debris still, even though I burned a ton of it yesterday. You can see the piles I raked up over there, maybe. Lighting is horrible with the sun here and there. There's a tree over there. I got to get a rope on and yank her down with the Jeep. We'll cut that up into firewood if it's any good. If not, we'll just throw it to the side of the road, but get it out of the way. Outside of that, and there's horse turds out here. Even though right now there actually are no animals in this field, well, except for mine, and they're just relaxing. Dog does like her bed. I did set up a tent for them, my old pup tent, which is right there, to see if it leaks. I haven't used it in 6-7 years. It leaks, so I'm gonna have to dry it out, roll it back up, and the next chance I get, I'll go through and do some seam sealer and probably Scotch guard the whole tent itself. I've had that thing for 30-35 years, many hiking trips with it. I don't want to get rid of it if it still works, and if I can make it still work, I'll keep it. Outside of that, you know, I always carry a real tent, which is the River Country Products 1-person trekking pole tent, which is a good tent unless you're over 6 foot tall. So Al, it's not going to work for you. If anybody knows me, knows I'm cheap. I buy the cheapest stuff I can, and if that product doesn't work, I'll go up the line a little bit. You know, as you can tell, I got these extension poles here. These have been working absolutely grand. They're Gold Armor. My tarp's Gold Armor, my hammock's Gold Armor, my sleeping bag's Gold Armor, even my camp pillow is a Gold Armor pillow. The chair I use is the Cascade Mountain Tech, and information on that, I have a video out on that thing. Crazy amount of views, which is just stupid, but it's a stupid little chair. Comfortable. You know, I do have my backpacking chair over here, which is my kid is using. And of course, you know, little camp tables always around. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit around today and I'm gonna move horse manure and adjust my son's setup a little bit so it's more accurate. He's at a friend's house for the night, so he won't be here. He'll be shocked when he gets back and have his tarp set up properly and everything else. But yeah, if you people coming out here. I've got this central tree right here that we could hang, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 hammocks just off this one tree. But I gotta clean up the limbs, get out here and saw them down, pile them all up. I'll make a pile over there of all this debris so we can burn it. And there's other places out here that easy enough to hang hammocks. Or I know one of the guys coming out is going to be bringing a tent, which, you know, there's plenty of room to put a tent out here. Just got to rake up the ground. But I'm going to sit here today. I'm just going to relax. Not saying I didn't relax yesterday, but I'll tell you what. One thing I wish I'd had instead of my axe probably would have been this. My full-on fire starter, wood, pitch, everything else is in there. I thought about it and I was like, well, no, I might want the axe for something. But overall, I didn't really need the axe. Well, except for striking the ferro rod. But then again, you know, it's what you choose. And I chose the axe and the ferro rod. And believe it or not, I was lucky to get a fire going. The grass out here was all wet. Everything was wet. It was horrible, but I did get it going. You know, I was hiking this is a pasture, so I was hiking the fence line and I found a bunch of jute twine on one of the areas that was still dry. And I tore that up and made a fire starter bundle out of it and was actually able to bust my ass and get a fire going. It was not easy even with that. Everything was so wet. Even the twigs on the trees are wet. You know, like I said, I got to cut a lot of these. And, you know, if you can tell, Douglas firs, once their branches are no longer in the sun, they give up on them. Absolutely give up on them. The tops are still alive, but they don't care about the lower branches. So I figure, you know, cutting them off is just maintenance for the most part. And yeah, I got to find some more rocks. I want to build a little bit bigger fire pit since I'm going to have a lot more people here. I will redo my keyhole fire here. Hopefully find a better rock to cook on than that one. And don't get me wrong, that piece of granite worked just fine, but could have been better. And there are rocks all over out here. You just can't see them because they're buried under, you know, all this duff. And this is pretty, around the fire pit, it's pretty, because I've raked it so many times. It's pretty good, but you get out a little further, you can get 6 inches of these pine needles piled up easy. But yeah, I got a little adjusting to do on my setup here for sure, now that I can use more than 5 items. Like I said, mine was, the big one was the chair. That was the first thing I set up after my 24 hours this morning was my chair. And I'm hoping to get out in the field tomorrow and do some drone footage of the area I'm in. Hopefully the skies are clear to the mountains, and I'll give you some views of Mount Rainier from here, which are phenomenal. Well, until I get back to you. I just thought I'd show you my fire anchor. Try to. Boy, that angle is horrible. It is all rusty. I do need to burn everything off, but I have a regular fork, so you can just skewer anything on you want. I have a pot hook, a skillet, and of course the grill. I thought about making more items, but really, what do you need? I mean, I don't need any more than this. I mean, the fire anchor is nice because, well, if I burn the rust off, it'll move a little easier, but all this stuff is adjustable in height. And you can always turn it, you know, on and off the fire, which is pretty cool. My skillet, looks like I need to bend this little section up a little bit more. But yeah, I need to burn that all off because it is a little rusty. No big deal. And the grill is a pretty crazy one because this is just sitting on here. But it works good. Worked good for the kid last night, obviously. And pine needles are bad out here. Even when we're cooking the ribs, had to, you know, knock the pine needles off, and I'm sure I ate a few of them. But yeah, the fire anchor is pretty cool. I do have my tripod, and when I have that party out here, I'll be cooking up a big old pot of beans. Which, hey, nobody dislikes a big old pot of beans. And I grabbed my fire poker. I made my tripod. I made my fire poker. I made my fire anchor. I made a lot of my stuff. If I can make it and I don't have to buy it, I'll make it every time. Some stuff it's better to have other people make, like the tarp, a hammock, a sleeping bag, stuff like that. I'm not making those. I suck at it. If I needed to make clothing, I can make clothing, but I've done tarps. I've done oil impregnated tarps. You can use a bed sheet and you can impregnate it with whatever you want. Polyurethane, not polyurethane, but there's other chemicals you can use to treat just regular cloth to make it waterproof. Oil is a good one. A lot of people like their oilskin tarps, and I don't blame them. They shed water really nice. Yeah, I got a buddy coming out here in a couple hours. He's going to help me out. My buddy Hunter. He's going to help me out doing a little bit more cleanup and setup. Shall be interesting. Later on, I am going to go for a walk, and I'm going to show you this ant's nest I found that's like 7 or 8 feet tall. Pretty crazy for our little ants that we have. Well, we've got a lot of the camp area cleaned up now. But Buddy Hunter's coming out today to do a little bit more work. I figure while I'm out here, I might as well walk you over and show you a couple of these ants nests that are over here that are a little bit impressive. Lots of them out here for sure. Another little one right there, which isn't bad. Ants are actually getting to where they're kind of quiet. The rain, they just kind of hide for a little bit. You know, we got a little bit of sun today, so they're coming out, but not bad. Look at this monster. Yeah, it's at least as tall as I am. I don't know, a good 10, 12 feet across. Pretty impressive. Last year there were 2 ants nests here, but obviously one colony won out. But not bad. Pretty impressive. There's lots of them out here. Not too many more right in this area. But yeah, how about that for an ant's nest? Wouldn't want to fall asleep on that thing. I did enjoy a little time flying the drone. I'm sure I'll share the footage before this. I'm still learning. Not a bad looking day out. Pretty quiet. Always quiet. I think that's why I like it out here, because it's always quiet. Uh-oh. Another turkey feather for my pile. I haven't seen a turkey. I don't know whether the coyotes are chasing them off, but I can see a lot of places here where the deer have been bedding down here in the grass. Yeah, usually we're out here, we see the turkeys all the time. The only thing I've seen so far has been their feathers, which is fine. I don't mind finding the feathers. Actually looking around for more now. I got a pretty good pile going of them. I'll hang on to them. One of my projects, I'll use them. And dogs are kind of doing their own thing right now, which is kind of cool. Yeah, beautiful area. The fact that there's no cows and no horses out here right now is kind of nice. Been actually, with a little bit of rain we've been having, been kind of checking for mushrooms. I took a walk around the field earlier and none yet. Here into the trees, it's still pretty dry. At least relatively dry. But it won't be long and we'll be getting some more rain. But luckily not today. Probably tomorrow. Probably just about every day. It rained a little bit last night. Yeah, I'm gonna keep wandering around. I was gonna show you, we did finally get this tree down. Got it limbed up and just laying here. We're gonna probably do some cutting on it, break it up into chunks we can use for firewood here pretty soon. But yeah, it's pretty weird. It was just barely sitting up there on one little branch, but you can see the stump pretty well rotted out. Yeah, beyond fatwood, I think, which is too bad. I will have to find some more out here. There's a lot of stumps. Yeah, I haven't set anything else up in the campsite, so no sense showing you that, but we spent a lot of time out here raking and cleaning it up. Still got, this whole mess we just made here, and a couple new branches falling. But we'll get it all cleaned up before next weekend when I have the gathering. But yeah, overall we got a couple piles we've been burning. Probably burn some more today. I got this whole area right here to clean up, but All this out here is pretty well cleaned up. This is where everybody's gonna be hanging their hammocks, probably off this one central tree, and hang all around it. It'll be nice. Yeah, we already whittled down a little over half of that pile, so that's pretty good. We'll get more done today. I got some limbs that we still gotta get out of the way, you know. There's a couple of them just hanging in the trees, and those are, you know, don't want one of those to fall and go through your tarp or anything, so we'll get it all pulled down and just keep working at it. And the ground is pretty solid, you know. We raked up a lot, but a lot more to do. But it should be pretty good. You know, the pile here is whittled down pretty good. The pile over there just needs raked back up and burned some more. But, and of course, you know, the dogs, they got to play. As you can see here, we got a couple of chunks of that tree on here already. Burned them a little bit, dry them out. They did pretty good. We'll probably move those off and build a fire without them. There's a couple dead trees I still gotta harvest up on, and hopefully find some more fat wood out here. We'll see. Hi everybody. Yesterday we got quite a bit done around here. We got the kitchen set up, another tarp just to sit under set up. We still got a little bit more cleanup to do today, but we're getting there. A little kitchen setup wasn't much, but now I got a camp stove. I got my twig stove. I got my alcohol stove. So kind of set up pretty good for cooking wise. Then, you know, of course, got the fire pit. Yeah, figured tarps. Keep the needles off everything. Keep the rain off everybody. I do have to set up my backpacking tent. I haven't decided exactly where. And one of my friends doesn't have a hammock, so I'm going to be setting him up a hammock probably right over there in those trees. Foggy lens, of course, sorry. But yeah, it's coming along. I got a couple more tarps to get up. Gotta have room for enough people. And yeah, we still gotta get the firewood, get that here and covered so it's good. Had a raging fire last night. It was hard to go to bed. Burning up that big old tree. We threw 3 big logs on yesterday, and well, that's a little bit of one left. That's it. Burnt my old wood stump that I had here for cutting on. I got a new one. I just got to get it out here. Yeah, and I still got a bit of a mess under my hammock. I got to clean up, which I'll probably use my tent for. But I'm gonna be shooting a video with that tent before I do that. But yeah, been fun out here this last week, little by little. As you can see, we're slowly chewing this old tree down. Of course, we still got to get out here and rake up all these branches, because this is the driveway in, which is fine. We got all this here to burn. I'm going to collect a whole bunch of this old man's beard, get it really dry, and put it into my fire kit, just so I have it. And I noticed a stump over there I'm going to check on probably later today and see if I can get some fat wood. There are a lot of old dead stumps out here, but most of them are pretty rotten. But I want to find some fat wood and then take some of that rotten wood and char it and make some punk wood for starting with my flint and steel. Char cloth works good. Any kind of good charred wood, well, I can't say good wood, but you know, you like this old rotten stump here. There are probably some pieces on there that are really punky. They'll char up nice and take a spark. Because yeah, I know during the group camp out, we're going to be doing all kinds of fire starting and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what we've been up to this week. Been a slow, quiet week, but fun. And thanks for watching.